Hi viewers, so welcome to our channel CSK in Circuit GPT. So last video நம்ம என்ன பார்த்தோம்னா we started with respect to mesh analysis என்ன அது என்னென்ன மெத்தட்ஸ் இருக்குது, that is one of the different kinds of method to solve this problem அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம். அதில் ஒரு மெத்தடோட பேசிக் வெர்ஷன் எப்படி இருக்குன்றதை பார்த்தோம். that is called as equation method, right? ஸோ இப்போது இந்த வீடியோவில் நம்ம என்ன பார்க்க போகிறோம்னா we are going to speak about the generic version of how to make it as a matrix format. அதாவது மேட்ரிக்ஸ் ஃபார்மேட்டுன்றதை எப்படி நம்ம கொண்டு வர போகிறோம், மேட்ரிக்ஸ் ஃபார்மேட்டில் எப்படி இந்த சர்க்யூட்டில் இருக்கிற வேல்யூஸை நம்ம ஃபிட் பண்ண போகிறோன்றதை அந்த வீடியோவில் மூலம் சரிங்களா. ஸோ கொஞ்சம் நல்லா டீப்பாக பார்த்துக்கோங்க. ஸோ ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஆஃப் ஆல் வில் ஸ்பீக் அபவுட் தி ஜென்ரிக் வெர்ஷன் ஆஃப் மேட்ரிக்ஸ். அதை எழுதுகிறேன், அதுக்கப்புறம் அதுக்குள்ளார இருக்கிற வேல்யூஸை நம்ம எப்படி உள்ளார போட போகிறதையும் நம்ம பார்ப்போம் சரிங்களா. ஸோ இப்போ நம்ம பார்க்குறது method 2, okay, method 2, that is inspection or எப்படி சொல்லலாம் மேட்ரிக்ஸ் மெத்தட் அப்படின்னு சொல்லலாம். ஸோ உங்களோட சாய்ஸ், நீங்கள் எப்படி வேணால் சால்வ் பண்ணலாம். நீங்கள் ஈக்குவேஷன் மெத்தடில் நான் சால்வ் பண்ணுறேன்னா இட்ஸ் வெல்கம், ஆர்எல்ஸ் நான் மேட்ரிக்ஸ் மெத்தடில் சால்வ் பண்ண போகிறேன்னாலும் இட்ஸ் வெல்கம். ஸோ வி நீட் அ ரைட் ஆன்சர் ஃபார் ஃபைண்டிங் த சர்க்குலேட்டிங் கரண்ட். ஏன்னா நம்ம ஆல்ரெடி நம்ம மெஷ் அனாலிசிஸில் நம்ம என்ன சொல்லியிருந்தோம்னா we are in the need of finding what? Finding the circulating current. So how many circulating current would be there? Two circulating currents. So one is I1 and I2. Right? I1 and I2. Two circulating current would be there. Right? So now we will talk about general format of matrix. So I write here. So this is R11, R12, R21, R22. Here I1, I2 which is equal to what? V1 and V2. சரிங்களா? R11, R12, R21, R22 into I1, I2 which is equal to V1 and V2. இதில் except diagonal remaining values will take negative sign. Okay, just a minute please. So except diagonal remaining value will take negative sign. So in the last video we spoke about the equation method formatting. So here we are going to speak about the how to frame the matrix, because in our method 2 enna நம்ம பாத்துறோம்னா it is called as matrix method நம்ம சொல்லிருக்கோம் கரெக்ட்டுங்களா. So what's the generic format is R11 minus R12 R2 minus R21 R22 into I1 and I2 which is equal to V1 and V2. So இங்கே நம்ம கொஷினை கேட்போம், நம்மளே கேட்டுக்கலாம். என்ன கொஷின்? இது எப்படி சார் நீங்கள் ஒரு 2x2 மேட்ரிக்ஸாக ஃப்ரேம் பண்ணுறீங்க கரெக்டுங்களா. ஸோ மேட்ரிக்ஸ்ன்றது என்னென்னா இருக்கலாம் இல்லையா, 2x2 இருக்கலாம், 3x3 இருக்கலாம், 4x4, many things it goes. So how you are come to a conclusion this circuit will take this the generic format. Very simple. நம்ம ஆல்ரெடி நம்ம ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணும்போது சொல்லியிருந்தோம், number of findings, number of equation, everything is related to number of mesh. கரெக்ட்டுங்களா? number of mesh என்றது என்னது? individual closed path. So like meanwhile speaking, I found how many closed path, individual closed path over here? Two individual closed path. What are they? One is I1 and next one is I2, right? If so, அப்போ என்னோட மேட்ரிக்ஸும் எதை பொறுத்து இருக்கும்? நம்பர் ஆஃப் இண்டிவிஜுவல் க்ளோஸ்டு பாத். ஸோ இங்கே மேட்ரிக்ஸ் நான் எப்படி சொல்லியிருக்கேன்? 2x2 மேட்ரிக்ஸ்னு சொல்லியிருக்கேன் இல்லைங்களா. ஸோ இஃப் ஸோ வாட்ஸ் மீன்? ஐ ஆம் இந்த நீட் ஆஃப் ஃபைண்டிங் 2 unknowns. இஃப் ஐ am the need of finding 3 unknowns, என் மேட்ரிக்ஸ் என்னவா மாறும்? 3x3. இஃப் ஐ am the need of finding 4 unknown, என்னோட மேட்ரிக்ஸ் 4x4 மாறும். ஓகே ரைட். ஸோ we'll start with the basic. We'll go slow and steady so that we can win the race. As said earlier, ஸோ இந்த வீடியோஸ் எல்லாமே பேசிக்கலி யாருக்கு ரொம்ப ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு நம்ம பார்த்தோம்னா, யூ கேன் சே இட்ஸ் ரிலேட்டட் டு தி நான் சர்க்யூட் பிரான்ச்சஸ், தோஸ் ஹூ ஃபியர் அபவுட் த சர்க்யூட். ஸோ இந்த நம்ம வீடியோஸ் பார்க்கும்போது தே வில் கெட் எ கான்ஃபிடென்ட். ஸோ வி கேன் ஆல்சோ சால்வ் இட் ஈஸிலி. ஆஸ் செட், இதுக்கே நம்ம நேமிங்கே என்னன்னு சொல்லியிருக்கோம் பாருங்க, சர்க்யூட் ஜிபிடி. ஸோ உங்களோட ஜிபிடிஸ்லேருந்து நீங்கள் என்ன எடுக்கிறீங்க, வில் கெட் மெனி திங் ஆஸ் யூ லைக். நமக்கு புரிகிற மாதிரி நமக்கு தேவையான கண்டென்ட் எடுத்துக்கலாம். அதே மாதிரி என்னோட சர்க்யூட் என்னோட அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்டிங் இருக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கிறது தான் நம்ம வீடியோட மோட்டிவ், ரைட்? ஸோ யூ கேன் அண்டர்ஸ்டாண்ட். ஸோ ஆஸ் செட் earlier, so here two unknowns, so that I frame the matrix as 2 cross 2, and as per the generic procedure, except diagonal, everything will take the negative value. Hope you can understand, right? Everything will take the negative value. Okay. Now, so R11 minus R12 minus R21 R22 into I1 and I2, which is equal to V1 and V2. That is, these are the internal resistance, these are the unknown I need to find, and this is the sources. So இதை பார்த்தா நமக்கு எப்படி இருக்கு? Can we say it's a Ohm's law? இந்த ஒரு first line மட்டும் பாருங்க. V is equal to I into R. Here V is equal to I into R. Just Ohm's law apply பண்றோம், அவ்வளவுதான். Matrix format. Okay. Now we have to learn about what are things to be fitted with these things. R11 means what? R12 means what? R21 means what? R22 means what? What is there in the case of I and I2? We couldn't fit because we have to find it, right? Now, V1 and V2, we can be able to fit it. Let's see how we can fit it, right? So here, I'm saying that R11 is equal to sum of all resistance in the first closed path. What's mean by that, sir? What's in the first individual closed path? First individual closed path. So can we say this is the first individual closed path? If so, we can close this second one. Other, we can close this second one. Now see how many resistance are there in the first closed path. R1 and R2. What I said? It's a sum. So R1 is supposed to be R1 plus R2. Hope you can understand, right? Now, what is mean by R12? So that means it has the denomination of number which is related to the two areas. What are the area? First circulating as well as second circulating. Yes or no? That's the mean R12, right? That means we have to write the resistor which is common between first closed path and the second closed path. Got the point, right? So what is the resistance is common between here? So R12 is equal to R2. Got it? Now basically R12 should be equal to R21, right? So which is equal to R21 because 1 2 means common between first and second, 2 1 means common between first and second. Anyhow, the value remains the same, so the value is R2. Hope you can got it, right? Now teach me what is mean by there in the case of R22. நீங்களே சொல்லுவீங்க என்னது? Sum of all the resistance present in the second closed path. இங்க நீங்க தப்பு விடுறதுக்கு chances இருக்கு. You might be end up with a mistake. What is mean by that is you might think you have to neglect this R2, but it's not the case. Why? Because some might think that earlier I add this R1 and R2 in the R11, so I should take only R3. It's not a case, because what they are saying is the rule says is sum of all the resistance present in the second closed path. So if you remove this R2, it will not be a closed path, right? So this means that this should be ignorable. This should be additive. So R2 plus R3. Got it, right? So now you can understand how you can make this matrix. So you know how to fit R11, you know how to fit R12, you know how to fit R21, and you know how to fit R22. Got it, right? Now, this I1 and I2, is there anything to be fitted? Basically no, because I have to find it. Now, what about this V1 and V2? As I said earlier, these are the sources. So V1 means the voltage source present in the first closed path. What's the V2? V2 means the voltage source present in the second closed path. Now, check my sample circuit. Is there any voltage source present first of all? Yes. There is one voltage source in the first closed path. There is another voltage source in the another closed path. Yes or no? If so, how I have to fit the value? I couldn't simply say V1 is equal to V1, V2 is equal to V2. I should follow the procedure of giving the signs. Now, you might have a struggle. Sir, in what way I can find the sign? Very simple. Earlier case, what we said? Consider the leaving sign. Either you are going for equation method coding necessary, or else you are going for matrix method. The initial setup remains the same. What is that? Finding the number of mesh, giving the current direction, naming it as I1 I2, consider the voltage as leaving sign. This all story remains the same. Keeping that as in my mind, you can write V1 as what? Plus V1 or minus V1? So we can say it's a plus V1. Why? Because we are entering in minus, leaving in plus. So it is plus V1. Hope it is 10 voltage. Now you can write as 10. Got it right? Now coming over here, it is entering in minus, leaving in plus. So what should my value? It is again plus V2. So this is the way we can frame the matrix. Okay. Next, what I supposed to do? Let's see. I think we can rub these areas. Okay. So after framing this, what you are going to do is you have to find the value. First of all, you have to find the determinants, del value, using this thing. How? R11 into R22 minus of this thing. Hope you can understand. You know about the matrix, right? R11 into R22 into R22 minus of these two values. You might have a value, keep that value as determinants. Okay. Now what you supposed to find? You have to find del 1. How we can find del 1, sir? Very simple. Del 1 in the sense, replace these value with these value. Okay. So this column should be removed and this value should be fitted over here. So how it will be then? V1, V2, R12 minus R22. What is right? Okay. Now you can find the determinants. That is V1 into R22 minus of these two value will have some value, that is del 1. Yes or no? Now you have to find del 2. How we can find del 2? This first column remains same, R11, and this is R21, and over here it is remove this, replace with this V1 and V2. Again find the determinants, you will have del 2 value. Got it right? Hope you can understand how we found del, how we can find del 1, how we can find del 2. Now what is my aim? I have to find the unknowns. What is my unknown? I1. So I1 is equal to del 1 by del. I2 is equal to del 2 by del. That's it. Quite simple, right? Shall I repeat the procedure so that உங்களுக்கு இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் புரியும்? So what is the aim of this video is we have to learn about the procedure of solving the mesh analysis using inspection method or matrix method, or we can say any of the term also, right? So here I wrote the basic. What's my basic is R11 minus R12 minus R21 minus R22 into I1 I2, which is equal to V1 and V2. I told you how to write this thing. Okay. After this, what is your R1 value? Sum of all the resistance present in the first closed path. What is your R2 value? Sum of all the resistance present in the second closed path. What is your R12 and R21? The resistance which is common between first and second closed path. Now you know how to fill this value. I1 and I2 is what? I want to find out. Right? V1, V2 is the sources which is available in the first and second closed path. V1 is over here and V2 is over here. Right? So how we can fix the V1, V2 now? With respect to the direction which I am fixing, from that I have to take the leading current. We told that we are going to assume generically as always clockwise. So that here it is entering in minus, leaving in plus. Here entering in minus, leaving in plus. By the way, these two will take positive sign. Right? Now, after this, what is supposed to find? You have to find three things. Del, del 1, del 2. What's the procedure for finding del? Just find the determinants. R11 into R22 minus of R21 into R12. You will have some value. Keep it ready. Now, find del 1. For del 1, what I have to do changes in my matrix? Just replace the first column with respect to the voltage sources. So, இந்த R1 R2 எடுத்துட்டு V1 V2 இங்கே ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணா இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு மேட்ரிக்ஸ் கிடைக்கும். இதுக்கு ஒரு டிட்டர்மினன்ஸ் கண்டுபிடிச்சிங்க, தட் இஸ் del 1. அதே மாதிரி R11 R21 வச்சுட்டு V1 V2 இங்கே ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணீங்கன்னா தட் இஸ் கால்ட் அஸ் del 2. So இதுக்கு டிட்டர்மினன்ஸ் கண்டுபிடிச்சா del 2 கிடைக்கும். Now I1 is equal to del 1 by del, I2 is equal to del 2 by del. இப்போ I1 I2ன்றது என்னது? Circulating current. Once I found the circulating current, I can do anything in my problem. I can find power, I can find voltage. Yes or no? That's it. So from this video, we can come to a conclusion that either I can go for mesh in the area, mesh with the equation earlier video, or else mesh with the matrix in this video. Correct? So in the upcoming series of video, we'll solve a problem based on the same kind of circuit both in equation method as well as the mesh method. Okay, hope this video would be useful for you. So if you have any doubt, any clarification, or if you need anything to be improved over here, you can put in the comment box. So that will be helpful for us to improvise, so that what we want to give will be more trimmed and turned, so that it can be easy for you people, right? So thanks for watching my channel. Thank you.